So I'm starting to collect cornucopia containers. Hello, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you my small collection of the cornucopia containers, and we're also going to do an arrangement in this pair of blue and white china cornucopia containers. I like to collect them in pairs. I have these, which are kind of small, which is nice when you don't have a lot of flowers. And I'll show you a couple of other pairs that I have. I have these, which are white shells, which are larger, and I've used them as planters as well. And you can use them this way or this way. And they're wonderful on rectangular tables or anything that's sort of long, because you could put them closer together or further apart. And then I have another pair, really beautiful, but hard to arrange in because there's holes in them. So I have found two plastic cups that actually fit in here so that I can arrange in them. And I use those actually for Christmas on my home. So this is my small collection that I've just started. But today we're going to do an arrangement in the blue and white container. So we still have a lot of flowers left over from our arrangement from this video. And I'm going to use it for this cornucopia container arrangement. We're just going to do really subtle colors. It's a blue and white vessel, and usually when you have a pattern in your vase, you want to keep the colors sort of neutral, or at least not too busy, because I think it fights with the container. So we have mostly white flowers left over. We have white roses, white feverfew, and I also have some of the kale, and we pulled apart the large petals from the outside for a smaller white rosette using these smaller containers. And I was out in the garden today and I just picked some pittosporum. I have two kinds here. The regular variegated pittosporum that you see often, also called mock orange. It's actually a pittosporum. And also this beautiful mini pittosporum called, I think it's called green ball or something green something, that I purchased recently. That's slow growing, but the leaves are really delicate and beautiful. So we're going to green in just a little bit in here. I'm just going to cut the pittosporum kind of short. We don't need a lot of greenery because our vessel's so small, but I want to have a little in here just to hold everything. I actually cut this from my neighbor's garden. She's got a hedge of pittosporum, and because the gardeners trim it regularly, when it grows in, it's really, really beautiful. It's all these perfect little rosettes of pittosporum. Oh, this might be a little too short. Oh, this one fell out. Let me cut another stem. I don't think she minds. She's got a huge hedge of it, and I just only cut a few sprigs. So when you keep these cut, then the new growth is so beautiful because it's so dense, and I love that rosette shape. And then this is the mini pittosporum. The mini pittosporum is wonderful in personal flowers like corsages and boutonnieres because it's got delicate little leaves and it lasts really well out of water. And I often use it in small arrangements because the leaves are so small and pretty. You know, I think greenery makes a big difference. I'm very selective with the greenery I use in my arrangements. I like to use garden-looking arrangements, greenery in my arrangements, or at least something that goes with your arrangement. I don't think you should just use whatever greenery is available just to fill in space. Okay, I think we're done with the greenery. Let's start with our white flowers. Okay. These are our largest flowers, the kale, so I'm going to start with these. I'm almost hesitating to use this because the stem is so large and our vessel is so small. Cut it at an angle and let's see if it'll take up too much space. I guess it's okay. I also wanted to have like a larger focal flower. Now when you're doing arrangements in pairs, I guess the trick is to keep it somewhat symmetrical. It doesn't have to be identical, but at least visually it shouldn't be too different. Okay. Turn that around and see how that looks. Oh, that's very nice. And then do we do another kale on the other side? I think not. We'll reserve the space for our roses. So we have still some of the white spray roses. And I always talk about visual weight. So the sprig of white spray roses sort of balances out your kale rosette. So even though these are small flowers, when you put them in a group like this, a sprig, then it kind of balances out the kale. Now I know one kale is bigger than the other, but it's not going to be perfect. Well, should we change it to this greener one? Maybe I'll change it for this one because this one has also that green center. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit more symmetrical. Oh, there's a kind of a imperfection in this white rose petal, so I'm going to pull that off. Okay, and I have some rice flower in Veronica left from our previous arrangement. Okay, I like the rice flower as a filler a lot. It's got such an interesting texture to it. I have 3 sprigs, so I can only use one in each. We can't use all 3, so I'll leave that. Okay. Veronica. Really love white Veronica. It's just a great material. Now I'm using it to kind of reinforce or emphasize sort of the shape of the cornucopia, if that makes any sense. Just give it like a little bit direction. And that's why I love Veronica, because you can use it. It gives your flowers, your arrangements, some movement. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. I have some feverfew. I'm trying to think if I want to use that in here. Yeah, I think we can use that. I like these little button mum looking feverfew. It's just really charming. Not a big mum person, but I do like this. So this is part of the series of videos where I'm showing you interesting containers and how to use them with not a lot of flowers. The reason I'm showing you all these is because, first of all, it's the middle of winter. We don't have a lot of flowers growing in the garden, and I'm not going to the flower market every week. So I'm trying to do these arrangements just from, grocery store flowers, Trader Joe's flowers, and I want to inspire you to make something really elevated and beautifully designed, even if you're just buying flowers from the grocery store. Definitely be on the lookout all the time when you're at, I don't know, when you're out shopping. It doesn't have to be a vase, for great containers and props. Like I think some of you went with me on the Hobby Lobby video where we went there to shop for our design show. I'm also, always looking for containers when I'm out and about at discount places like TJ Maxx, Home Goods. All these places are great, great resources for interesting containers. And don't be shy about buying something that's not for flowers, because as you see, I often do that. And there are different ways that you can make it watertight and work with your decor. Having a great collection of containers is really a joy, and I think it really juices the creativity when I'm out and about and looking at interesting containers. And start collecting them like I do. I'm going to add in some more spray roses. I think we're mostly done. And it's a very pretty little arrangement with a lot of texture and interest. I'm going to spin it around to show you what it looks like from this vantage point. And it's just a really, really elegant pair of arrangements that you can use on your coffee table, dining table, just anywhere, or you can even use them separately if you have 2 side tables. But I do like to use them as a pair because I think there's something very old-fashioned and charming about having a pair of cornucopia containers. And here we have it, all done, our pair of cornucopia arrangements. Very English, I think. See, this is a beautiful English country house. Just something a little bit more elevated. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me. As always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.